Maury's eyes are just always in full droop. Hey, Maury. Hey, Maury. One of your secret, Maury? You're a pug. Got him.
I still don't see anything in Facebook.
I just posted it because I just got the link.
All right.
PugCast episode 2 is live.
Maury, come on, don't lay down.
Oh, what the heck just happened?
Don't lay down.
Don't lay down, Maury. You're failing us.
Yeah, I still don't have a link here.
Well, I posted it.
It should come up on the Facebook
Yeah,
page,
yeah.
right?
I posted on your Facebook wall thing, where I always post it.
I keep refreshing.
Well, it's gonna be there. We have 14 views. What do you mean chat is disabled for this live stream?
Well, they're probably not pulling your... Oh, look at that. He just... You know, it's like we go online and then he starts snoozing.
No, something's wrong here. we seem to have a problem. All right, Dad. Let's move the cameras back to us now.
Yeah, I still don't have a feed on Facebook.
Well, dude, it's there. People are tuning in. People can see it and stuff. Well, okay, this is a terrible angle, actually. Let me just fix that real quick. Okay, that's fine. Dad, you just stay there. Keep doing what you're doing. There we go. Everything's fine. We are alive.
Somebody posted a pug exercise video.
A pug exorcism.
No, exercise video.
All right. Oh, wait. Oh, you can see the thing. Snap. I gotta stop reversing. I should probably just... One sec. I'm gonna do some last-minute maintenance here.
Yeah.
In case you doubted just how good I am at this. Oh, okay. Okay, well, now it just looks like trash.
Yeah, I still don't have it.
How do you never have the link?
All right, now it's... I'm getting it off YouTube.
Hello?
There we go.
Okay, you might want to turn that down a bit.
Yeah. Hey, we did capture some Maury.
I mean, like
little
it
bit.
was streaming the whole time, and we can like go back and look at the archived Maury footage, if you really want.
No. You know, I don't know why I always forget how to get the chat.
Oh my gosh, Dad, it's there on the page.
Here, I want you to walk around and look at what I'm looking at.
Okay, fine.
It's
I'll
not on the page.
fine. I'll walk around and I'll look at it. Let me just.
There. Right there. There's nothing there.
Why, how come it says chat's
It
disabled?
says chat's disabled.
Oh, that's weird. No, here's the thing. It thinks it's like a video or something. That's not good. Let me just click here. There we go. Okay, that's weird. That was not supposed to happen.
All right, now I can see it.
Oh crap!
Okay.
I have to edit the Facebook link because they're all gonna get the wrong one. I gotta edit this link. Oh my gosh, that was not. Ooh, that hurt.
Calvin made his first big mistake, I guess.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
We're back and Maury's asleep, so.
Everything's regular.
Right.
Let me just edit this post.
Maury.
How
Maury.
come we're trying to get him to do stuff? He's asleep and the cameras are off of him. This is like the worst time for him to do anything.
I don't know. He just, well, he was conscious for a moment or two, so, you know, what can we say? Is Maury a bed bug? Oh, my word.
He's a bed pug.
Yeah, the bed pug. Yeah.
This is the proper
Let's see
one.
here.
There we go.
Well, here's the Carla says, "Be patient with your old dad." Thanks, Carla. that's really
Old
appreciated.
dad.
That's
sounds
really
about right.
appreciated.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me
Can't
here.
tell if that's like in my defense or something else. Yeah, he's a star.
Can you please
He
turn off
is.
your volume?
I've done it twice
No,
now.
it's still on. I mean, if you click into it a second time, you'll have to turn it off again. And that's the problem.
It's got the X, so it's off. So.
Welcome to today's episode of Calvin's Hair Looks Disheveled.
Yeah.
I never know how to fix it in time. Is
I
this
cannot
better?
believe he is out like a light.
Oh my gosh! How come Dad? My head looks like a hammer.
Yeah, trust me, I can see it. Just hold on.
I look like a.
I'm covering him a little bit better.
I look like a
Yeah.
bad pug.
Yeah, I'm covering you. Maurice's looking at me like, "Why did you wake me up?"
Oh,
He is
man.
kind of scowling at me. Oh wow. What is he doing? Okay, enough of that.
Maury's entire existence is built around his constant struggle to be the most comfortable looking thing in the room.
Lee asks, "What's your best Maury story?"
My best Maury story. Most of them wouldn't make any sense out of context.
What was the thing like when he picked up like one of those plastic bottles and ran into a wall, or when he did that?
Yeah, I've actually shown. I filmed it. I showed it on stream before.
Yeah.
I wish I could get it. It was on my computer, but
yeah, that's right up there for me.
I think the best. Okay, no. My favorite Maury story is one of the first times I took him out to go to the bathroom. It was that week while you guys were gone, right?
Yeah.
And Maury hated going out with me.
Oh,
and he still does. He won't do it,
say,
right?
Yeah.
But I think it was like the second or third day. I took him out, right? And he was so eager to get back in that he jumped up all the stairs, right? It was incredible. It would have been incredible, but that's not what happened. I think that's what he was going for. But what ended up happening was he jumped about a foot behind the first stair into the air, just slams his face down into the first stair, and just tumbles everywhere.
Yeah.
He's fine. He climbed up immediately afterwards. But just that small moment where he just tried to do some X Games stuff and completely failed was probably my favorite Maury.
Yeah,
moments.
Maury.
Chaos Tamer, that's a terrible meme.
Maury takes
terrible.
steps up rather clumsily. Like,
yes.
Like here in the garage, when he goes up the steps to go in the house, if the door is shut, a lot of times he goes too fast and he'll run into the door. But he won't take steps down. He'll take one step down. So like when we take him out, we have to pick him. If we're taking him out the back, we have to pick him up and take him out. If we do it out the front, there's only one step and then he'll take it. But yeah, we don't quite know why. When he runs around in circles like dogs do, Maury only turns to the right.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't really know why.
He's all about clockwise.
Mom refers to him as the special needs pug, that she thinks there's something wrong with him.
Okay. Can I address something?
He was a runt. He was a runt. So
yeah,
I guess
he's a runt.
possible,
Speaking of runts, we got this guy with a Pennywise profile picture doing the. Have I ever shown you the Ugandan Knuckles meme?
No.
No, because it's trash. It's awful. It's not funny. It's not entertaining.
Oh,
Basically, so you know my VR thing, my Oculus Rift thing?
Yeah.
There's this game for it called VR Chat, where it's just people just dinking around in VR, right? They're just messing around, having a good old time.
It sounds exciting.
Yeah, but so there was this. I'm not sure why it was like this, but some people started using like this certain. Basically, you can change how your character looks. It's called a player model, right?
Yeah.
So they were using a player model based off of one of the characters from the old Sonic the Hedgehog games,
Okay.
Knuckles, the red guy.
Right.
The red guy. And
I don't know the characters that well, but I know
all
Sonic.
you need to know is that he's red.
Okay.
Because no one cares about Sonic anymore. But anyway, so there's these videos, right, of these just hordes of players just destroying the game VR Chat. Their characters are all the same, and they're all just speaking in like a Ugandan accent, quoting the movie Who Killed Captain Alex, which is a Ugandan action film, and it's just the least funny thing ever. It's like, do you know the way?
How did that pop into your head from Maury?
No, yeah, but
pummeling
because
himself on the steps.
But because there's this guy in chat who's talking, who's doing it. Stop.
Oh, maybe I should
stop.
pay attention here.
Stop.
Okay.
With the Pennywise profile picture.
No, the pictures are so small I can't.
Do you
really
know the
pick 'em
way?
out.
Let's find our queen. It's not funny. It's sad.
Brachiocephalic dogs make their own rules. Okay. Oh, yeah. Mom says, or Drina, okay, says, Maury is definitely for the Eagles. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think we're all for the Eagles in the Super Bowl anyway.
Maury's majestic like an eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super aerodynamic.
All right.
Oh my gosh, there's a dumb little tuft of hair that won't go down. Dad, look, I'm like Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron. Holy cow.
Jimmy Neutron is still a fresh joke, right? No, it isn't.
Yeah, Jen says maybe Maury's Australian. He circles clockwise. That could be.
That would explain.
It's just something we've observed with the behavior.
Maury is like a really poorly coded robot. You ever think about that?
Some question, can you address the view that 1 John 1:9, being to Gnostics and not believers, to advance the view that we no longer need to repent? I've never heard of that, and that just sounds really absurd. Yeah. Boy. That just sounds really absurd. It's like there's no other verse other than 1 John 1:9 about repentance in the New Testament. That's kind of what I think about it. It's just ridiculous. But I don't think it's true of the Gnostics anyway. You know, by the time of the New Testament, we don't have Gnostic systems like we think of today. We have there was no Gnosticism like we think of it today. There are Gnostic precursors. Gnosticism as we know it is really going to be a second and third century kind of thing. But again, there are lots of precursors. Gnosticism is an amalgamation of lots of different strands of mystical thought, including Jewish and Christian and all sorts of sources, Egyptian, but you didn't have like schools of Gnosticism until later than the New Testament. There's actually a fairly well-known book, but it's hard to find because it's out of print now, by Edwin Yamauchi on this. It's about pre-Christian Gnosticism. So if you find that, it's definitely worth getting. But all that having been said, no, I've never seen anything like that, and it's kind of pointless because there's lots of other passages about repentance. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to pull one passage out and try to argue that point. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, hi, Mom. Susan is saying hi to Drina, so. Yeah, it's going to be a while before Burnett has the time to write a book. That'll be his dissertation. He's busy with papers and lots of other things, but his dissertation will get published, but who knows what it'll be on right now. Probably something with apocalyptic, so some of the stuff he talked about in 164 might work its way in there. Who knows? Yeah, Chaos Tamer's question about 2 Samuel 5. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I've actually looked at that, and there's not a whole lot done intentionally there. Like by the characters in the passage to solicit something. Honestly, it reads to me like just something observable. I don't even know if I have a Bible open, but just to read for everybody else, just to read the passage. I actually do. Let's see, 2 Samuel 5. Yeah, the Philistines came up yet again and spread out in the valley of the Rephaim. When David inquired of the Lord, he said, "You shall not go up. Go around to their rear and come against them opposite the balsam trees. And when you hear the sound of marching troops in the balsam trees, then rouse yourself, for the Lord has gone out before you to strike down the army of the Philistines." I don't see anything divinatory in there. I think it's just a reference to, hey, if you're at the, if you're near these trees, you're going to hear the sound there. I don't see anything special there, like any kind of special knowledge that you wouldn't hear otherwise if a marching army was moving. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything there. And I have looked at it in terms of the academic literature because I kind of like divination stuff. But, yeah, there's just not much there.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah. What?
While you were talking, I put the camera on Maury, and I petted him.
Did he move?
He did when I put my hands on him. But then again, that's how, like, matter works. So it wasn't really him.
Mm-hmm.
But I was petting him, and I stole some of the attention away from you.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to know that. I played you. I tricked you.
Spaghetti. I don't understand this comment.
Oh my gosh. Oh, hi, hey Bon, Miss, whatever your name. I refuse to learn how to say your name until you stop doing the spaghetti.
What's the spaghetti thing?
It's okay. You know that Ugandan knuckles thing I just complained about.
Yeah.
This is worse than that.
Something to do with spaghetti.
This is worse than that. Let me actually get a clip of it.
You're gonna show me a clip like by
somebody
hand here?
touched my spaghetti. Is the name of it? No. Let me just find it. Spaghetti.
Like deliberately not spelled correctly.
It's like from this like really old Disney cartoon.
Oh, thought it was more like high culture from YouTube or something.
Somebody touched my spaghetti. It's really not funny. January is the worst month for memes, I think. Okay, so here we go. It's just like this really old cartoon, right?
Well, let me see the cartoon, just so I can see what it is.
Let me switch cameras. So here's the original.
Yeah.
This is the clip that people reference.
Oh, that is an old one.
And that's what people quote, right? But people are turning into like these really annoying like jokes. There's an ad. Great, another ad. But like I hate all of them, but this one is the only one I actually kind of like. They superimpose him onto like music videos and replace the lyrics.
All right. Okay.
It's so bad.
Just people with too much time.
So bad.
Oh, let's see.
Somebody touched my spaghetti. It's funny. No, stop it. Get some help. Cut it out.
Susan says, just watch the 8-hour video on why there are so many religions. Boy, I just don't have any idea what you're talking about. 8-hour video on why there. I'm guessing since she posted it on here that I'm in there somewhere. I don't know. See, I never know really what's on YouTube because people take my stuff and mash it together with other stuff, either of mine or somebody else, and then it gets released on YouTube, and then I'm in all these things that I really don't know what they even are. So,
Dad,
what?
When you finish addressing this, come over to my end.
All right.
I'll.
Is this something with the spaghetti?
No. It's not. Come over here. Check this out. Look at what the thumbnail for this episode is. It's just two Maurice looking really disappointed at each other.
Yeah, well, that pretty much captures it. That's kind of what he does. So.
Oh, that's funny.
I had something to talk about tonight. Now I can't remember what it was.
I had stuff I wanted to bring up.
Okay, go ahead.
Not yet. I can't remember it. Just ramble about.
No,
something.
You don't need glasses. You're not seeing two Maurice. It's just two separate shots. Huh?
No, it's two Maurice. Maury is the only the only mammal who can asexually reproduce and create multiple copies of himself.
Right. Yeah. Lee Hawkinsbach asks, which theologian, pastor, or scholars had the most influence on your theological thinking? Short answer is I don't really know. I mean, there are scholars I like to read that, when they produce things, it's like, well, I'll probably get something out of that. Everything that person produces, is worth reading. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That would take a lot of thought. I mean, it would be probably a short list of scholars. I mean, Richard Clifford would be on there. Cosmic Mountain in the Old Testament, that book, for sure. Mullen on the Divine Council, but he didn't really produce much else beyond that I was really interested in, an article or two here or there, but just stuff like that, articles I've read along the way. But that would take some thought. It was on the Sentinel Apologet. I remember doing something for the Sentinel Apologetics site, but not 8 hours. I just have no idea what. Maybe it was a series. Was it a series they did, or something like that? I mean, I did do an interview with them, but that's about all I can come up with there.
Hey, Dad.
Whatever it is, I'm glad it was useful. Yeah.
Someone else is doing the awful Knuckles joke in the chat. And
Okay,
Dad,
I'm just on the outside.
this is the last time I'm going to address it.
Thank
Habon, hyphenated. I don't know how to pronounce that, but you have a problem. All right, stop
He's
it.
he just loves. He's liking to tease you. So.
It's almost the end of January, and you can't keep doing this to yourself. You need to stop. You need to get some help. The Knuckles meme is not a good meme. Some memes last a long time. Some jokes last a long time. Have you seen the episode of Dad? Have you seen the episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob like rips his pants, right? And then he turns it into a joke, and everyone likes it at first, but then everyone hates it, but he won't stop doing it. You ever seen that?
I'm sure I've seen it, but I don't have SpongeBob stored away.
How do you not have SpongeBob just archived in your brain forever?
Well, I have a lot of it, but I don't have all of them.
What's your favorite SpongeBob episode then?
I like the one where Patrick and SpongeBob have to like run through the perfume store. Because it's like we've all lived that.
I think the best SpongeBob episode.
That's the one on what's the name of the ship, the lost ship?
It's the Flying Dutchman ship.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
My favorite episode I think is actually the same. It might be the same episode, but it's the first Flying Dutchman episode where. my favorite one is when Patrick's trying to like drive the boat, right? And he's crashing it. And there's just like, splinters going everywhere. Right, and SpongeBob was very good at being.
Watch that again.
Yeah, it was. SpongeBob's interesting because it has two things that I think no other animated show has done as good as SpongeBob does. It does physical comedy very well. Not physical comedy in like over the top cartoon violence like Tom and Jerry, but like for example, the episode when like a butterfly is loose in Sandy's home and it lands on SpongeBob's like water tank visor, right? And it shows like just this up close of like a butterfly's face, and it's the most terrifying thing ever. Like that's great. That's great. I just love the hyper realistic moments in the show.
No,
those are great.
It had some great moments.
Okay,
for sure.
Dad. But you know what the best moment is?
What?
It's I'm gonna swing over to you. I'm gonna show it to you. All right.
In the meantime, Ra Lovingsworth asked about the 153 fish. I can't actually answer that because it would be a spoiler kind of thing for people who have not yet read the Portent. So I can't answer that one.
Here we go.
Yeah.
It's this one. Oh wait! Wait!
Okay.
That's not the full one.
I it's a little. How in the world can you get to this so fast?
SpongeBob, but I'm a bit more complicated than that. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
So, what I want to know is how could you find that so fast?
Oh man!
Okay, that just tells me you're spending too much time on YouTube.
All I had to do was type
Either
up the
that or
inner.
You have some kind of brilliant archival system.
All I have to do is I just have to type in inner machinations, put it into YouTube, and that's the third thing.
That's fair. That would come up right away.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Roger asked John Garnett here, any Southern California visits planned? I am going to be in Southern California in October, but we don't actually have a secure date yet, so you'll have to watch the webpage for that. No new material on binitarianism. Yeah, thanks. That it's helpful, but I don't have anything new in that regard, especially. it's been within the last year that I had an article published in BBR, Bulletin for Biblical Research, which was the other third of my dissertation. It was about how the Israelite Divine Council repurposes the Ugaritic Council, and that's the basis for Israelite binitarianism. So, I mean, I guess that would count as an answer to the question. It has me thinking here, since that's fairly recent. I don't know if BBR would have posted that on its website yet. BBR will post journal articles a year or two after they're published, and you can actually get access to them. But that one's probably not up. It's probably too recent. But anyway, if you, for future reference though, if you had my first BBR article, the one on divine plurality, and then you had the Tyndale Bulletin article on divine plurality in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and then you had this one from BBR about divine co-regency. That's basically my dissertation, those three articles. That I'll probably never actually publish the dissertation, but in article form, there you go. So that's new. Why were you just trying to get Maury to have a look there?
I was doing a super cinematic shot, Dad. You wouldn't understand.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, I have a question. Like, we're both in the same lighting, and we basically both have the same skin tone, right? Right?
I guess.
Our skin tone's comparable. But on OBS, because of like the lighting or whatever, like you're a fairly natural tone, and I'm as pale as a ghost. I look like a deep lore Star Wars creature. It's.
Hey.
I don't like it.
I don't know.
No, I mean like open up the stream, like tab into it, like look at how bright everything on my end is. I'm not really.
Well, yeah, it is a different kind of light. Maybe it's just the way it's hitting.
Maybe it's like the camera or something. I don't know.
Well, I don't think the bulbs are any different. It looks like we got the same kind of bulbs.
I think maybe it's like maybe I'm I'm not overexposed. Maybe it's like a white balance thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Susan's referring to Sentinel's mashed up videos that you did, Mike. Okay, that's the answer. I'm not really able to pretend very well that I know exactly what that is, but I did something for them, and they did something with that, so that's what we have there.
Let's see. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Bon. Ebonics asked an interesting question. He said, not the newest one. He said one earlier. He said, "What's the biggest threat to Christianity today in a theological level?"
On a theological level.
Yeah. What's like the biggest threat?
Who asked that?
Hi, Bon. Mr. Wonderful.
I'd almost want to know what he means by threat. Here's why I asked that, or why I bring that up, because I don't really see any substantive theological threat, like something's going to come along and we find out that this is true and not Christianity. I don't see anything there. I see a lot of threats when it comes to people being steered away from Christianity, that the church just isn't paying adequate attention to. So I don't know which he means. So, but I guess if he meant the first, that's the answer. If he means the second, then I could jump into that. Oh no, where was this here? There's a bunch of other things here.
Oh my gosh,
something
Dad.
about a Vietnamese restaurant.
Dad, you realize you're in a bunch of these like really dumb like Facebook group chats? Like I've just been looking through them. Oh my gosh, of course. There's
Facebook group chat.
Oh my gosh!
What-
Stop it.
Is group chat, is that like some technical term you're using here?
Okay, so it's like a chat, right? But it's with a group. That's as technical as it gets.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I would be.
Yeah, but like I think people just added you to it because I don't see you posting in this. It's called Bible and Tea Party, and there's some.
You mean I'm getting added to groups?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Mom's supposed to be policing that.
Yeah. Apparently, Mom's not watching hard enough. But yeah, there's some guy in the chat named
Right.
Anthony.
I should
Listen,
go
listen,
look at that.
get a load of this. His name is Anthony the Atheist, right?
Yeah.
And his profile picture is the Ugandan knuckles.
Oh.
And oh my gosh.
Okay, on my Facebook, I only see. Oh no, wait a minute. That is the wrong.
Yeah. Look.
Well, hold on a second. I used to have a thing on here that said groups,
Oh my gosh. Stop.
and
it.
then. Well, that's weird. I used to be able to look at this and under groups it would list the groups I was in, and I could I could leave the group, but that doesn't even have. I don't have anything there.
There's too much cancer in this chat. It's so bad.
Where do I find this?
You don't want to find it. It's
Well, if I'm in
it's
these
under
groups, I
it's
should.
under oh, wow, your inbox is just the good grief. How do you not know how to access a direct or a chat on Facebook? It's on every single page.
Well, see that's your answer, because Facebook is completely confusing to me. There's too much activity, and I don't know what is going on where and why.
Okay, I can't really comment on that because I don't even use Facebook because I think Facebook is stupid.
Yeah, I just have no idea what's going on Facebook. I mean, the friend requests, Mom will look at those and the groups, but other than that, I mean, 10 minutes ago, I looked at this at the top of the page, and there were red numbers there, that there's something going on there, but they're all gone.
Yeah. They're gone because I just clicked into them.
Oh, okay.
And marked them as red. You had 99 plus recent chats.
Oh well, I guess people. What's the word?
To be fair,
what's the word for it? They tag you?
No. It's not tagging. You're only part of one group here, and that's I'm not sure if Mom put you in this group or if you were just added to it. Most of these are just from people who are friends with you.
Mom doesn't put me into groups.
Yeah. Most of these are just from people who are friends with you on Facebook, and they just say, "Hey, hi."
And so, when I'm mentioned, then that'll appear in there.
No. You have to be added to it before it'll pop in.
Right. I'm added without people asking me if I want to be added.
I
to these discussions.
don't know. Maybe I'm scrolling
Well, how
up
else
to
would
the.
I be there?
I don't know. I'm not Mark Zuckerberg.
It's the magic.
Thank
of
God, by the way.
It's the magic of Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
The black magic.
Oh my
of
gosh,
Facebook.
Dad. Have you? Never mind.
Roz is still asking about this. I'm not going to answer the question, Rob, because I don't want to. It's a spoiler for the novel, the last novel, so I'm not going to say anything about it.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Chaos Tamer says, "Do you think you could ever have a dialogue, perhaps through a podcast, with John Walton?" Who's John Walton?
John Walton's an Old Testament scholar and a friend.
Okay.
Yeah, we've interviewed John a couple times, for the podcast. But I sure if we wanted to, but honestly, John is really. I don't know that John's as busy as I am, but he's really busy because I don't really know anybody as busy as I am. But so yeah, in theory, if we wanted to do that, we could, but we'd have to have a reason to do it. Let's see here. Yeah. Good. Roger has the 2 other articles. All right. Oh, let's see here. Jen says, yes, they can add you to a group without your permission. Then you get all the notifications. It's really annoying. Yes, Jen, I would agree. Again, the magic of Facebook.
Just Anthony the Atheist with his Ugandan knuckles profile picture. That's the saddest thing I've ever seen.
I know I'm missing some stuff here.
Hey, Dad, do you want to hear a hilarious joke?
Sure.
Do you want to hear the funniest joke you've ever heard?
Okay.
Do you know the way?
Okay, I don't even know what that is. So.
That's Ugandan Knuckles, Dad. Haven't you heard? It's the best joke ever told.
All right, now this is a bit of
It's
an
the
odd
best
question.
joke anyone's ever told.
Are there any Dead Sea Scrolls close to being released? They're all released. They've been released since the 1950s. They got released in different dates as they were published, but you can get the complete biblical Dead Sea Scrolls, and in a couple ways digitally. You could get the transcriptions from. I'm trying to remember who published it. I just got these. Brill. Brill publishes all the transcriptions of the biblical stuff in 3 volumes, and a translation, the Dead Sea Scrolls Bible, edited by Abegg, Cook, and I believe Wise is the third on there. No, I think it's Abegg and Ulrich. Well, anyway, if you look it up on Amazon, Dead Sea Scrolls Bible, you actually get the Hebrew Bible with the Dead Sea Scrolls readings in English, and then they'll mark off the stuff that's in the scrolls and the stuff that's missing and all that kind of stuff. But the non-biblical scrolls, DJD, which is Discoveries in the Judean Desert, is the scholarly publication series. Those have been released since the 1950s. They're very expensive, and they're for scholars. It's the transcriptions and photographs and all that stuff. If you want a translation, there are probably 6 different English translations of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and those are the non-biblical scrolls, the sectarian documents, Genesis Apocrypha, all that kind of stuff. Probably the most Wise, Abegg, and Cook, those are the 3 names for the English version for the non-biblical stuff. And I think that's in the 2nd or 3rd edition. So that would be the most up-to-date English translation for those. What happened?
Wait, no.
Is this another...
No, it's not a meme. I just have to... I have to Google it to make sure it's true.
What?
Oh, my God. Gosh. If this is real, my life is only going downhill from here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, please don't be real. Oh, it's real. Oh man. I don't want to get into the specifics of this because it's super off topic, but Dad, a user named Blowy 1033.
Yeah.
His question.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny.
What is it? Because I'm not looking.
Oh, well, he says off topic. Have you heard that CNN is now advocating cuckoldry? Do you know what cuckoldry is?
No, I probably don't even really care. So
it's depressing.
Well,
But it's so funny. It's so funny because if you immediately like
what CNN is doing is so low on the list of things I care about.
it's just so bad.
Who gives a rip?
It's so funny.
Well, it's CNN, it's just.
No, I mean it just like CNN. What are you doing? Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Oh, that's great. I love that. I love that so much. Okay, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta take this hood off. I look like a thug. I look like a street thug.
Yeah.
All right, Dad. Okay. So, Dad,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to answer the question
Go ahead.
that everybody wants to know. Everyone wants to know the answer to. Are you and Maury blood related?
No, we're not.
Okay, well that answers it.
He has a superior bloodline.
Maurice elevated to a higher plane of existence.
Oh, let's see.
You
Sam, you're welcome. I'm trying to backtrack through the questions here. Sam Keen, I think that was real recently here. Yeah. Oh, let's see here. Yeah. Calvin laughed directly into the mic next time.
I did it.
Ra asked, is the fiction series available in audio format? No. Will it be in the future? Very doubtful. I would doubt that that's ever going to happen.
Maury has pug film blood. Pug philium? Nephilim?
Let's see.
Pug
Here.
philium?
No.
Okay.
I thought they were still no. Will Redding has the Dead Sea Scrolls question. I thought they were still a work in progress. No, the Dead Sea Scrolls again have been out since the late 40s and 50s. There are, you have to realize what they're dealing with. Are there Dead Sea Scrolls that are still not published? Yeah, because you have tens of thousands of fragments that are as big as this. This is my thumb. Look at the nail, the thumbnail. It might have 1 or 2 letters on it. And so you've got piles of those under bat dung that were discovered. And once you get rid of the bat dung, you're left with tens of thousands of pieces. And who in the world is going to be able to know how in the world those fit together? So those haven't been published, at least in terms of a translation. You can actually get those in photographs, scholars, but nobody knows how to put those things back together again. If there's lurking behind the question, maybe something you read on the internet about some conspiracy to keep the Dead Sea Scrolls from the public, that is just bunk. And again, it's demonstrable bunk because they have been published in the DJD series since the 50s. What's left is, I don't know if there's a word for this, but they are unputtable together. Okay, butchering the English language there. It's just stuff that they're never gonna, they're just never gonna be able to know if they're even all from the same document or what. The last week or so there was news about big news. Scholars found I think it was a dozen or so fragments that turned out, to fit together. And it's Ben Dove is one of the guys who did it. I'm trying to remember what they think the text is about. I don't know if it's an astronomical text or not. But every once in a while they'll come up with a combination. They're called combinations. I actually know a guy who does this. This is what he does. Mike Wise is a famous Dead Sea Scrolls guy, and Mike literally has. If you remember back, if you're over 40, if you remember back in school, overhead projectors. He literally does hand traces of fragments, and then he just sits there with an overhead projector thing, moving them around, and this looks like an edge that fits over here. That's literally what you have to do, and it's all a guess. And that's what they're down to, these little pieces, trying to figure out if any of them fit together, and it's next to impossible. But everything else that's not like that, it's been out for decades. We do them we have the digital products where I work. We produce the Dead Sea Scrolls, non-biblical, unbiblical, and digital. So
I'm so sorry.
It's been out for a long time. Okay, why are you getting accused of being racist here, Calvin?
Oh, is that earlier for the?
I don't know. I've lost my place.
Oh my gosh, Dad, that was like 40 minutes ago. Okay,
No.
basically. The Knuckles meme I was talking about earlier?
Okay, that's all you have to say. I'm not
CNN.
interested.
No. I'm gonna finish my thought. A bunch of dumb SJWs think that it's racist. So he was pointing.
They think CNN is, or the Knuckles thing.
Yeah. They think the Knuckles thing is racist because
Whatever.
it's a Ugandan movie quote.
Oh, okay. I'll pretend that makes sense.
No,
in some way.
I'm sorry I'm laughing so much. I just thought of the CNN thing again.
Yeah, well,
After the stream, I'll explain what it is.
Will says understood sounds laborious. That's mind numbing is more like it. Again, I've actually seen Mike do some of that, and it's like, man, I can't believe you're into it that much. But you got to have people that love to do that. So, let's see here.
But oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've seen the COS questions. No, I mean, I don't know anybody that buys that, and frankly, that's a question that. Here's the thing: go up to get a copy of DDD, Dictionary of Deities and Demons and Bibles. Read the entry on Yahweh and the entry on Kos, and you'll find out that nobody's buying it. Other than that, it's a master's thesis, but that would be a short treatment of it. And I'm not going to take the live stream to sit here and read DDD, the entries, but you could do that, and that would be the answer to the question. So that's the best I can do here. Oh, let's see here. Must be great at doing jigsaw puzzles. That's what it is. It's what it is without a lid. That's what they're doing. It's a really impossible task, and that's what they're down to. And scholars will, you'll actually see articles where they'll fight with each other about, oh, this join is better than that join. This piece goes over here and not there, And again, that's important. I don't want to make, too much light of it, but that's really part of the task when it gets down to that level. There's a little bit of that in Ugaritic stuff too, like with the Baal cycle, because they're just a pile of tablets. So how do you know that they've been reassembled in the correct order to tell the story, that kind of thing? And there are fights over that, like it should be this order and not that one. And well, who knows at the end of the day? I mean, people just do the best they can. They do the best they can. It's next to an impossible task. I'm still trying to remember what it is I wanted to talk about originally, and I can't pull it out of my head here.
At the very least, we can bring it up next time.
Yeah. See, now Maurice right there, he really looked like Yoda. Like just the angle of his,
we should get him a Yoda costume.
His face. All right. Are you going to pick him up? Okay.
Yes, I got
all right.
muscles of pug ability.
Yeah, that's what it would take. It'd be a thesis.
Dad, I've acquired the pug. The package is secured.
On the Kos Yahweh thing, even if there is an identification, it would, Kos is the national deity of Edom, and even if there is an identification, it would be a localized form of Yahweh worship, like from Taman or something like that. So it would not be representative at all of what you see in the Hebrew Bible. It would be a local variety, a local. I'll use the word aberration, but I'm only using that word in relationship to the Hebrew Bible. So. People don't realize, this is actually a good thing to bring up. People think that, that like all the Israelites in the biblical period, like the real-time biblical period, that they all, thought about Yahweh the same way. They all worship Yahweh the same way. I got news for you. Today, in 2017, Christians don't all do their worship or even their theology the same way. And what you see in terms of the variety of, something that's been around for 2,000 years, and, we have this thing called the New Testament, and we have 2,000 years worth of looking at the New Testament, you still have lots of fragmented, denominations. You never have a time when everybody parses everything the same way. And it's the same thing in ancient Israel. It's the same thing with Judaism. There is no Second Temple Judaism. There's Second Temple Judaisms. There's agreement on a broad, some broad things, but there's a lot of variety. So just think of like the Christian denominational situation today, and that's what you have in Israel. It's what you have in Judaism in the Second Temple period. It's just the way it is, But so then, what that means is you have what you find in the Hebrew Bible, about Yahweh, we'll say, and then you're going to have these little sort of offshoot kinds of things, like Yahweh from Taman and the Ajurud inscriptions or something like that. And so, the Kos issue takes you onto the periphery, the geographical periphery. So you've got that kind of situation going on. So if there was an identification, it would be for one of these geographical periphery things. Let's see.
Look at Maury, Dad.
So I saw Nathan McDonald's name here. Where was it here? Yeah,
Hey, Dad, I have all the
I
power.
see him
You know
in the
why?
corner. Yeah.
You know why I have all the power?
What?
He who controls the pug has all the power. I have the power to stop Nibiru.
Oh,
Look at that pug. Look at that. You see that face? See that melted face? See his squishy face? Look at him. Look at him. He's like Sam L. Jackson.
yeah, I agree with Nathan McDonald. Said
'Cause he's
monotheism
a
wasn't
classic.
finished in Second Temple Judaism. I think by that sentence you mean that monotheism wasn't completing a trajectory, or that the movement toward monotheism, that there was this movement toward monotheism and that culminated in the Second Temple period. If that's what you mean, yeah, I think in my dissertation I argued against the whole idea of an evolution toward monotheism. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I think MacDonald's book, Deuteronomy and the Meaning of Monotheism, pretty much shows that. So I used MacDonald a lot in my dissertation.
Yes, Carla, they do. Pugs do go to heaven.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
I never see Maury moving. Reminds me of the movie Weekend at Bernie's.
Right. Weekend at Maurice.
Weekend at Maurice.
Man, I'm still trying to pull out of my head what I actually wanted to talk about tonight. That's just terrible. I'm getting too distracted. It'll pop into my head as soon as we're done. I already know that's going to happen. All right. Is he comfortable?
Yeah, he is.
Okay,
He's shivering a bit, but he's pretty still.
What I see is a few minutes lag behind here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have not read MacDonald's "What Did the Israelites Eat." It sounds like a kind of a silly book, but somebody's got to write that. But I'm only really interested in that topic when it comes to like what's forbidden and all that sort of stuff. Like clean and unclean stuff. But MacDonald's that book's a lot wider than that.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
We have a question, a serious question.
Mm-hmm.
Do animals go to heaven? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not going to say animals go to heaven, because that's like salvation language. I think that there will be animals in the new earth. That's a little bit different, because it's a restored Edenic state, and there were animals in the first Eden. So why wouldn't there be animals in the second Eden? It seems real reasonable to me. But again, that's a little bit of a different statement. I've wanted to purchase a commentary on the book of Revelation, but there are so many. Yeah, really.
Hey, Dad, do you want to hold him?
Sure, you can bring him over
Sure.
here.
I'll bring
Not
him.
only are there so many, but they all sort of go their own way. This answer depends on a couple things.
No, get ready, Dad.
Here.
Take him. Take him.
Yeah, More, you got to keep me warm here, because I don't have my usual hoodie here. Hey, buddy.
Hey, look at that face.
You
know what?
this-
Dad, this special occasion, I'm going to give you the second camera just for a dedicated Maury cam. We got to... Oh, look, he's looking at it. Oh, I got to switch to it quick.
Are you cold?
Oh,
okay,
snap.
we'll soon be done. He's sitting here.
There we go.
Say,
I'm just going to do my best to keep this on Maury the whole time.
you know what? We're going to keep you a little cold, because that'll keep you awake. How's that? There you go. Yeah, back to the Revelation
Utterly
commentary
barbaric.
question. It depends on, do you know any Greek? It depends on, do you care to read one particular perspective? Like, in other words, do you want me to recommend a dispensationalist commentary or an amillennial commentary or, preterist commentary? I mean, they're all different. You're not going to pick up a commentary and like have it take no view, because it has to take a view. If you're interested in sort of getting exposed to the different views, I would recommend the book. I think it's a Zondervan title, 4 Views of Revelation. That's actually a pretty good exposure to the different ways it can be read. But beyond that, it just depends on, are you looking for a particular perspective, and do you know any Greek? So that's going to dictate the answer to that. Is this just his face? No, you don't. Come on.
It is his face.
Right.
Basically, it's you, and you're in the middle frame, right? And the chat's off to the right, and Maurice like a corner in the bottom left.
Yeah, I don't know why he's so cold this time. He is shivering a little bit.
Maurice a cold-hearted criminal.
Okay, you don't have to get the inside of his ear.
Look at him. Look at that joyous.
Greetings from Cyprus. Holy cow! Wow.
Where's Cyprus?
Well, go look it up.
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah. Do something useful there with your computer.
Wow.
Other than YouTube. Oh,
You guys ready to see this? I'm gonna Google it.
Bassett is 16 and a half. Wow, that is old. Man.
Cyprus, you said? CYPRUS?
Yeah. That's really old.
No, that's
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah, any thoughts why Jesus didn't write his own gospel? Well, I actually no. I mean, I don't really have any thoughts.
Oh, wow.
there.
It's an island country in the eastern Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Wow. You're on an island. You're on a mini continent.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. Maury is like his own continent.
Yeah. Yeah, the answer to Stepper's thing about Jethro, I think it's because of his connection to Moses, and then of course the whole, Midianite, Sinai and Midian kind of question. Not that it has to be for that, but I think that's why that connection is made in some people's minds. Yeah, I'd love a still shot of more. See, there we go.
It's like a nature show.
There's some swag right there. You just take a picture of Maury and put it on T-shirts.
Oh my
and
gosh.
stuff like
Okay.
that.
How about this?
Yeah.
What if we took like 800 pictures of Maury, right? And people would order a T-shirt, and it would like, and it would like procedurally generate like a patchwork quilt of Maury face out of smaller pictures.
All
of
right,
Maury.
I'm sorry I even mentioned that. So
Why are you sorry? It's a great idea. We're gonna make billions. We're gonna make billions of Pug pictures. See this, Dad? This is our new setup.
yeah, you have it on my foot. That's
Yeah,
why it's
there we
crooked. So
go.
I think you're doing this. You're really angling for a third camera here. I kind of know what's up here.
My director's vision.
Yeah.
Is,
Maury will be. Somebody just asked how old Maury is. Maury will be 3 in February. So he's almost 3.
will Maury be at your next event?
Did somebody actually ask that?
No, I'm asking that.
Oh, okay. Well, you're asking that because I've actually thought about it.
What's the answer? Are you gonna do it?
It depends who goes along, to Spokane, because somebody'd have to watch him or be at the table with him. So it depends.
This is too good. This angle.
Yeah, the Chaos Tamer's question about Isaiah 14. I actually think that the wording of the question is rooted in an older Canaanite myth about Athtar. I think there is something to that. I actually have a published article on it. I'm trying to remember now if it's. You might be able to Google this and actually find it free online, because I think it's in Liberty's faculty repository, which is publicly accessible. The article was published. Boy, what year was? I can't remember what year it was, but it's like 2005 or something like that. It's fairly old, but it's Isaiah 14:12 through 15, the mythological provenance of the passage, or something like that. But I do favor the Athtar view. It's not the only possibility.
Hey, Dad. Will you be at Maury's next event?
Yeah, there you go. That is a better question.
Yeah. Thank you, Badides, for that.
Hey, buddy.
By the way, I just love how while you're answering that question, the chat got to see Maury fall asleep.
Carl is volunteering to nanny to watch Maury. Well, we might bring him to Spokane. I'm not. I mean, I'm serious about that. It'd be fun.
If
to
Maury
take him.
goes, I'm going.
People
my
can,
God!
people can take turns.
Wait, Dad,
keeping him at the booth.
I'm not gonna say it on stream, but I have a great idea for what we should do if we bring Maury.
What?
No, I said I'm not gonna say it on stream because I want to be surprised if we end up doing it.
Well, we may bring him.
We'll rent a private security
if we
detail.
if we wanted to make it a road trip, it'd be easy to bring him. So.
Oh my god!
Instead of flying.
Can you imagine if we did like a road trip to an event every day? We did a stream and it's just us with Maury in like a different hotel room.
Maury hits the road.
Yeah. It could be.
Maury wants instead of green M&Ms. What does Maury want in the hotel room? He wants pepperonis.
I would say Maury would want all of the knowledge mankind has attained so far, so we can add it to his own collection.
That's too much of an order. So.
Okay, Maury will settle for Skittles.
Yeah. Maury. Yeah, Mom just chimed in. Maury will be 3 on Valentine's Day. That's true.
How old will you be on Valentine's Day?
See,
they share a birthday.
That's not supposed to be public knowledge. It just.
Wait, what? Your birthday?
Yes.
Why is? It's got to be on the internet somewhere.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, it is now.
I mean, like how we've gone this far without, like.
See,
okay,
I've actually been saving that for one of the novels, and now it's like that's totally ruined.
Well, no one's gonna listen to this again.
Well,
I'm gonna look you up on Wikipedia and see if they even have your birth date.
Yeah, we're from the same litter. Yep, there you go. That's pretty much it.
Oh wow, they don't.
What are you looking up?
Your birth date.
You can do that?
I'm just looking up for all the information I can find out about you.
Yeah, I don't think. I doubt if you're gonna find that. If you do find it, that'll make me feel a little bit better.
I'm so sorry.
If you do find it, you won't be grounded.
I'm sorry. I thought they all knew.
No. It's like I just was angling for something in the novel for that, but that just went up in flames.
No, Dad. But like you addressed it. Like if you just laughed it off, it would have been like, Calvin's doing a dumb joke. Right?
No, they could have figured that out from the dialogue here. So
I mean, I doubt anyone's gonna care much. It'll still be a surprise. But the more we talk about it, the less surprising it'll be. I'm so sorry.
The same litter. Okay, Mom's replying yes to something. I'm just wondering what she's replying to. Oh, that's the same litter thing. Okay. All right. Somebody wants to know, I guess this is to you, Calvin. Do you play World of Warcraft?
No, I hate WoW.
Oh, wow. Okay. I get it.
WoW, World of Warcraft, I don't like it. League of Legends,
I don't like. If it's directed to me, the answer is no. I don't play video games, so. Maury will be of legal drinking age in dog years. Yeah, he will. So he's fading fast here. All right. Yeah, we're going on an hour, and I need to take Maury in.
Top 10 anime plot twists
to get him a little warmer. So
we should have other dogs come to Maury's event.
Yeah.
And we can do a PugCast with multiple pugs.
Okay.
Who's got Maury now?
I have Maury.
You Maury now?
Yeah. We have a camera on Maury too.
All right. Why don't you put a camera on Mom? she pops in here.
Hey, she's there.
Am I?
Yeah.
I think so. I'll move over.
Hi, buddy. You want to come be with me now? Is it too cold?
Yeah, he's shivering a little bit.
Look at that face.
Oh, is that the camera for him?
Yeah, this is the one for him. So.
Aww.
Okay, you can take him if you want.
We should do a
Can I take him? It's cold in here.
Yeah.
We should,
buddy.
We should do the next stream in a different room where that's not so cold.
No, I don't want the blanket. Can you take the blanket off?
All right.
Oh,
baby.
wow.
Oh my gosh. There we go.
Maury's naked.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear blankets.
Okay.
Oh wait, Mom. Before you take him out, can I just get a shot of Maury being held like that?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. The true family. you look like you're choking him.
That face. Mwah.
Okay, that's just like enough adoration here. Just getting a little ridiculous. Yes, Mom is beautiful. I want a pug now.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Have fun.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, that camera wasn't even on for the last 30 seconds. I didn't even see that special angle. So sad.
You blew it, Calvin.
Speaking of.
No, I think.
Speaking of disasters.
Speaking. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap up. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in again.
Were you really planning something?
Yes, I was.
I'm so
I was.
sorry.
So that goes up in flames.
You can
but-
still do it.
No.
They won't care. No one will know.
Take us offline
Do you
here.
think people even watch this?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. It'll probably be everywhere in the internet now in like two hours.
It'll be on our
or
front page of
something.
Reddit.
Yeah.
We did it, Reddit.